everybody. So today we're going to review the information from yesterday. I've attached the page for you to follow along. I'm just going to read it out loud to you. That way you don't have to do so much reading by yourself. And then you're going to go ahead and complete the activity that's listed below in LMS from this link. It will be through Seesaw. You're going to create your own food chain. I've created a rubric for you. It's going to be a 10-point assignment. So please make sure that you complete every item from that rubric. It should be pretty simple. You're basically going to just draw a food chain. Make sure that you always start with the sun, and then you're going to label all of your organisms. So remember, an organism is a living thing. That's from our reading yesterday. So you're not going to label the sun because the sun is not a living thing. Okay, so the sun is not a producer and it is not a consumer. It's nothing. It's just the sun. Okay, because it's not alive. So make sure that you're going to label all of your items as either a producer or a consumer. When you have your consumers, please make sure that you specify. So you're going to write consumer, and then underneath you're going to tell me what kind of consumer. Is it an herbivore or is it a carnivore? We're not focused on omnivores today because it's just based on whatever that organism is eating in the food chain ahead of it. Please make sure that your arrows are facing the correct direction. So if you need to revisit that video from yesterday, please do. But it's always, where is the energy starting? And then the arrow is where the energy is then going to. Okay, so it's not this animal went backwards and ate this one. It's, okay, I have corn, and corn has energy. And then if Mrs. Jensen eats the corn, now I have the energy from the corn. So the arrow has now gone towards Mrs. Jensen, okay? So please double check that you're making sure that those arrows are accurate. Everything I'm going over with you right now is in the rubric, so don't worry if I'm talking too fast. You don't have to rewatch me. Just go ahead and pull up the rubric that is attached, okay? So today I'm gonna read the same thing that I've attached for you, so feel free to follow along, or if you wanna just read it on your own, that's completely fine. So it says, why do living things need food? When a cheetah chases an antelope, it needs energy to run fast. Even as you are reading this chapter, your brain is using energy. Every process of life requires energy, and this energy is transferred in the form of nutrients from what is being eaten, such as grass, to what eats it, such as rabbits. So this is just a review. We've already talked about these things. A lot of times when Brantley, he's kind of sluggish, or I can tell that he's tired, I tell him that he needs energy. Sometimes if he doesn't want to eat his dinner, I tell him, well, then I guess we can't play games afterwards because you're not going to have enough energy to play. You need to eat your food to get energy so that you can keep going, your body can keep going. Then says, in this chapter you reviewed food chains. A food chain shows a sequence of events that describes how living organisms get their food. The food chain always starts with the sun, so we've talked about that. You guys should know that, which provides the energy for plants to make their own food during the process of photosynthesis. Because plants can make their own food, they are called producers. So remember, producers, the produce department, that's where you buy your plants, right? Also, if you produce something, then you're making something, okay? So plants make their own food. Plants are the first organism in a food chain. Animals are also part of a food chain. Anything that is not able to make its own food, but needs to eat, is called a consumer. When consumers eat other organisms, the energy from that food source is passed to them. So that's those arrows, okay? So something has energy, it gets eaten. That energy that they had goes into the animal that eats it, okay? Some animals eat plants, some eat other animals, and others eat both plants and animals. Remember the different types of consumers. So the word consumers, we drew big sharp teeth on it because you have to eat. Consumers have to eat food. We're going to rerun through those three types of consumers. We have carnivores, which is also a C, so we draw big teeth, right? So a carnivore, carne for meat. These are our meat eaters. And they usually have big sharp teeth like sharks, okay? Sharks and dinosaurs are what I think of. Next is our herbivores, so I think of the word herb. So herbs are things that you find in your kitchen, right? And they're usually from plants. So herb is a type of plant, so these are our plant eaters. And then you have your omnivores. I'm so hungry, I just want to eat everything. Also think about that big O, right? Just throw everything in there. Everything fits in there. Plants and animals, they just don't care what they eat. They just will eat everything. All right, so I hope that this was helpful. Enjoy your activity. Please spend time on it. Don't just draw a quick thing. Really put time in it. Make sure that you have really good handwriting. Make sure that it's really neat, just like in the classroom, okay? All right, can't wait to see what you guys come up with.